I'd love to hear more about the safety aspect of it. How do you, what do you need to know to get started, and you know, what do you always try to teach people when they're first getting involved?
Yeah. So I think as a rigger, and I said, like, this is a great tip for anyone who's playing with someone who specializes in rope. If that person does not have safety shears, you do not play with them. Like, I think it's just a very clear-cut rule.
That's scissors for people on this side of the pond.
Yeah. Oh, so we say scissors as well, but safety scissors, safety shears, they're the ones that have the ends blunted, so you can't scissors. So I'd say that's something that you must have as a rigger.
Do you have them here?
Oh, I didn't bring them with me, no. But
we showed them in our Kink episode, and we'll put a picture on the screen so people can see. It's not just any old shears or scissors. They have a specific tip so that you're not going to cut somebody if you have to use them close to the skin.
You can slide them right under the ropes, and they'll get right under the ropes and cut, but they won't cut the skin. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And why is that important?
Exactly.
Why is it important to have scissors?
So, you know, we, as best as we can plan, you may never know where you may have to cut someone out of a tie. And that could be because the knot that you created has collapsed and it's tightening. And the more they're moving, the more tighter it's getting, and it's at a certain place, or, you know, whatever that scenario can be. And you can always buy rope, but you can't, you know, life is life, and you don't want to scar someone in that way. So it's great to just have them ready. I luckily, like, touch wood, I've never had to cut anyone out, so super happy about that. But they're always there.
I've never had to either, but thankfully, like, that's one thing I will say with nylon ropes, the knots very rarely collapse.
No, they're quite slippy in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're actually kind of the opposite, where the knots are much more likely to loosen up. Than actually collapse. But like, one of the great things about having safety scissors is, even when the knots stay in place or do loosen up in some capacity, sometimes someone will start panicking in a tie. And if you've done something very elaborate, it's going to take too long to get them out of it to help them stop panicking. And it's better to just go cut. Okay, you're out.
Yeah.
How can I help you right now?
I think, like, Viv, a really good point as well is, depending on how experienced you are, the tie that you tie, you can build them in certain ways that you can loosen one particular aspect of a tie to release tension. So again, as part of safety, you may construct a full body harness to be completely interconnected. But in order to completely undo that, you have to undo everything from start to finish. Whereas if you're building in a modular way, like I said, like Lego, you can specifically take off certain parts. So if someone's saying my shoulder's like tensing up or having pins and needles, or you can specifically loosen that part of your tie to relieve tension. So again, that comes with experience. So another way to build in safety is the types of knots you use, or the types of ties you use. Getting used to like parts of the body. So in general, go for like the nice, like, fatty, biggy bits. Know where your veins are, nerves as well. Stay away from the neck. Like, I think that's quite standard. But again, the more you play, the more you'll understand. And it's not just with rope, like, even with things like impact play, not to hit on the tailbone, you know, as you practice more, you'll learn more.
Stay away from the kidneys, things like that.
So, kidneys, tailbones, spine. Sometimes I see pictures of people maybe pointing that out. I've done it in the past, where if I've seen a picture, I've kind of pointed out, hey, just so you know, make sure people don't hit you on your tailbone, because that's not good for you. So I think the more you learn and pick up along your journey, it's easier for you to share and kind of be that spokesperson. Like, you know, I think the thing about the Kink community is very small, and it's we share as much as we can in that space, and we want to. Our end goal isn't to hurt people. We want to enjoy ourselves.
Right.
And I think
how is that sharing happening?
Sorry?
How is that sharing happening? Where are you engaging with other people to learn?
Yeah, so this could be online. It mainly happens, but if you're ever going to kink events, certain events will have live demonstrations so people can get a taster for certain things, and like good practitioners will actively call out that they're purposely tying away from the neck because that's a stress area and you don't want to put tension there because there's certain nerves and veins that go through that area, and people are talking it through as they're practicing.
Right.
So we have, as part of Recon, they do a lot of master classes in their kind of fetish week. So these are riggers who are actively on stage tying people up and explaining to the crowd how they're doing what they're doing, so people can get a sense of, is this exciting for them? Do they want to get involved? Where can they get resources? And and the thing is, if you ask people more, most of the time people are happy to share like their tips of the trade and just sharing like a video, like, hey,
Absolutely.
I need a cool harness for this video. I'm like, okay, I'll send you something. Like,
yeah.
So I think in that sense, it's quite, in general, it's quite a sharing, lively, bubbly community compared to just mainstream app culture. And this is what I mean. Like, it's so, so I could talk about the Facebook group that we're part of. It's such a beautiful little space, and it's very nurturing, and it's very like open, and we share
uplifting,
things. It's resourceful, but it's also very supportive. We support each other's work and kinks and progress of, hey, I did this tie and like look at me now, and like you see this amazing thing, and we're rooting for each other. And I think that group itself is it's so hard when you're a margin of a margin. And then that group specifically is POC related. So you're a margin of a margin of a margin. And then you're trying to find these people, and it's, once you find them, that your tribe is there to support you and like root
it feels
for
like
you.
A little internet family.
Yeah, so to say that I've met two of the girls from the group. They came here on vacation, and we had a session. Yeah, we had a session together, and it was lovely just to meet them in person. And touch base with them and explore the US, and it's just nice to know that there's friends across the pond who share similar interests, but outside of that we're just regular people who just want to hang and have fun.
Yeah, like you can just go to the bar and like have a drink with these people, but like you also know like there's fun things that you can talk about, where like if you and I were to go to the bar, I wouldn't feel weird being like, oh my God, so I tied this person up the other day. I would already know that you'd be like, oh, fuck yeah. Do you have pictures? Like, what kind of rope did you use? Like, how long did the tie take?
I was just going to say that question of like, have you got pics? Like, it's just such a normal response, isn't it? Like, oh, show me. I'm so excited to see what you've done.
Thanks for checking out this clip from our show.
To watch more clips or full episodes, click on our profile below.
If you want to stay up to date on all of our new episodes and videos, click subscribe.
And if you have any ideas for future guests or topics that you would like to see us cover on the show,
leave us a message in the comments or connect with us on any of our social media channels at Funtime Program.
Or on our website at funtimeprogram.com.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.